Now, to go further west and to go further in time, one of the other major monuments, maybe the most famous worldwide, is the Eiffel Tower, a technological prowess made of riveted iron beams, a total of 10,000 tons of metal, a bit more actually, a 300 meters high tower, which made it the highest building in the world the day it was inaugurated in 1889, and that bears the name of its conceptor and maker, Gustave Eiffel, the engineer. The engineer Gustave Eiffel was not unknown to the public back then. There was a precedent, a famous precedent, when the French sent to America as a diplomatic gift a Statue of Liberty enlightening the world. They commissioned the inside of the structure, the riveted iron beam structure inside the statue to precisely Gustave Eiffel. So there was something already that he had realized, something of importance and majestic that he had realized. Not as high as the Eiffel Tower, but very significant too. The highest buildings around the world before the Eiffel Tower were the Cathedral of Cologne and its two steeples, a construction actually of the 1800s, and the famous obelisk, Washington obelisk of DC that you see to the right. The construction of the Eiffel Tower, whose purpose was precisely to beat the earlier two major highest buildings in the world, required the construction of very deep foundations because it was erected by the side of the Seine River in a rather unstable and muddy environment. The construction itself took something like 2 years. Between 1889 and 1888, sorry, and 1889. It has been closely documented with a series of photographies since the 1800s is the century of photography. The purpose of this temporary building that was dubbed rather ugly when it was inaugurated. It was an engineering prowess, a demonstration of know-how, but was not meant to survive much longer than the exhibition itself. The idea was to build a central entrance gate to the exhibition center, as you can see it, with all visitors moving to the exhibition park from the bridge under the Eiffel Tower to the rest of the exhibition. Gustave Eiffel had obtained for this construction a license of 20 years. 20 years that he thought was necessary to recover the cost of the investment. And after these 20 years, obviously, this promise had been made to neighbors that the Iron Lady would be dismounted and cast so that the iron would be reused elsewhere. It stood also from the other side of the Trocadero Palace and Trocadero Hill, another part of the Universal Exhibition. The Universal Exhibition, World Trade Fair, as we would say today, of 1889, that had been organized in France in order to celebrate the first centennial of the French Revolution of 1789. Before the end of this 20 years period, though, during which he was allowed to operate the Eiffel Tower, Gustave Eiffel found a great idea to save his beloved tower. And the great idea was the following. He went to the French military and proposed them, well, told them that he had the highest spot in Paris, which was the case, undoubtedly, and that they should use it to test radio transmission, wireless telegraph, for military purposes to organize the potential defense of Paris should Paris be besieged again as it had been during the War of 1870. The French military agreed, the tests were successful, so that, once the military had been installed on top of the tower and was very satisfied with the result, nobody even dared suggest the destruction of what had become an important tool, instrument for the Paris defense. And this is what actually saved the Tower of Mr. Eiffel.